Welcome back to the evening show. Now, we have some great props in here today, and if they make it away without getting eaten by me, they'll be doing well, because we're talking cakes with Michael Coady. Michael, thank you so much for bringing in all these fantastic cakes.
No problem at all.
They're just beautiful. Talk me through what's popular at the moment, because we've got lots of different designs here.
Well, the Roses and Diamonds cake is really, really popular at the moment. It's very traditional kind of wedding cake.
Really classical as well.
Classical wedding cake that everybody loves, and it seems to be one of the biggest sellers. There's also the Monte cake here that really sells well, and you can get it in ivory, and you can also get it in white.
And could you change the colour ribbon?
Yeah, you can change all the colour ribbons. All the roses can be changed. All the roses are handmade. They can be done in any kind of colours. And then also the suitcases cakes, because when people are going honeymoon.
Cute. And the little teddy bear.
Yeah,
is just
the little Me Too teddy bears. Me Too's are always really popular. So anything can be done. You can add in locations. So if you're going on honeymoon, you can add in the different locations on little tags on the cake as well.
Because they're suitcases.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute. I love the red and white one as well. And obviously, again, you know, depending on your theme or your colour scheme, you could change the colours as well.
The Cascading Roses is quite popular, and then the different colours can be blended to match into the theme of your wedding. And
tell me as well, because I know 3 tiers is traditional, but people tend to go for 4 or 5, you know, some people go smaller.
3 tiers is quite popular, but they're starting to now, the trend is to go for bigger. And just
bigger and better.
Bigger and better, and make a bigger display. And it becomes a real centrepiece to the wedding, because it's one of the most photographed things at the wedding.
True.
Apart from the bride.
Tell me a little bit about this really unusual cake here.
Yeah, that's our winter cake.
Yeah, well, it does. It looks very Christmas tree, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's really, really popular. And it also has the little diamantes that will sparkle off as well.
Okay, now, because to me it looks like it's paper.
Yeah, it's rice paper. It's edible
rice paper. Okay, right. Yeah. That makes sense. How would you even cut into that? How many tiers is that? Well,
that's a 4-tier cake, and it separates pretty similar to all the other cakes. There's the board and pillars that separate each tier, so it just lifts off individually.
Oh, wow. Well, that one really caught my eye, because it's just so unusual. And I know that Christmas weddings are very popular at the moment, so, I mean, that might be a good option. An awful lot of detail has gone into this one here.
Yeah, that's a pony cake, so that's great in the summer. There's lots of bright colours and lovely flowers, and it's a really big seller as well.
It's fab. Could you do different things instead of flowers? You know, I've seen butterflies done
recently. Yeah, butterflies are a really popular theme as well. So yeah, you can add in a couple of little butterflies in between, or you can kind of go all butterflies.
Wow.
But there's plenty of those different options on our website as well, with butterflies and lots of different flowers and stuff.
Okay.
So there's lots to choose from.
I think what a bride and groom would always find, you know, confusing, because personally I wouldn't have a clue. How much cake do you need for how many people, and how does that work? I mean, if you have 100 guests, should you be going for a certain size?
Yeah, so 100 guests, you would go with something like a 6, 8 and 10-inch cake. Something like the Cascading Roses is quite popular. Larger weddings, you know, 180 people, you would go for the 4 or 5-tier cake. Okay,
and the wedding toppers, I have to say.
The wedding toppers are really big now.
These lovely, they look so in love, don't they? This lovely couple here. This is my favourite couple, I have to say. But you have lots of other ones. I did want to show people this one, which is, I'm not sure what statement you're trying to make by that one. And also, we have a very reluctant groom here as well, if you can see that one at home. He's got his fingernails dug into the floor, because I don't think he really wants to get married. I mean, are these funny things?
These are now becoming one of our biggest sellers. It used to be
the biggest seller.
The biggest sellers.
Oh my goodness!
The groom's running away. You know, groom's getting dragged. There's even ball and chains. There's kind of nice kind of little ones here where she's pinching his bum.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so people are taking it a little bit more. They're poking a little bit of fun.
Yeah, a little bit of fun at the day, so everybody can have a little bit of a laugh as well.
Well, I like the Cinderella one.
Yeah,
I think this is very romantic.
That's a really big seller. It's just coming in now for a lot of weddings. It launched about 6 months ago, so all the weddings that booked about 6 months ago are all getting married now. So that's going out quite a lot now.
Okay, the actual flavours of the cakes themselves. I know that you have brought some samples with you.
Yeah,
the fact that I haven't dug into them already is really, really good.
So at Creative Cakes, we do about 14 different flavours. One of our biggest sellers at the moment, which is the new one called Red Velvet, It's a big cake in the US.
Red velvet.
Yeah, so it's a cake made with buttermilk, cocoa and vanilla, and it's really popular.
It's lovely. That's really, I've never seen a cake like that before. It's really nice.
And then there's also chocolate biscuit cake, which is one of our biggest sellers as well. It's always a popular one.
Chocolate biscuit has gotten so popular, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And here at Creative Cakes, we also have white chocolate biscuit cake and Bailey's chocolate biscuit cake. And then you can also add stuff like Maltesers to make something a little bit different.
Oh my God, really? Well, you'll be keeping the brides and the bridesmaids happy now with Maltesers.
Yeah.
Is fruitcake still as popular as always?
Fruitcake doesn't tend to be as popular as it used to be. It tends to be the smaller type tiers, 6 inches or 4 inch cakes. And then also then they can bring back the cakes to us then 6 months later or a year later when they're having their young children. And they can get a christening cake made by Creative Cakes then.
Oh, and that would be with one of the tiers of...
Yeah, so we'd introduce a new tier at the bottom, and then the top tier then would be the top tier from your wedding cake.
Wow.
Which is very traditional.
Yeah, you know, talk me through that, because in general you're supposed to keep the top tier of your cake.
Yep.
And do you pretty much eat the rest of it? Is that the plan?
The rest of it is more or less eaten. Sometimes people will keep back like half of one of the tiers, maybe for the next day with the family and friends, so you can all have something to enjoy the next day.
Okay. Well, how many flavours do people tend to choose from? I mean, is it...
So if they have a 5-tier cake, they will tend to go with 5 different flavours. So there's also other stuff like carrot cakes, strawberry Madeira, and pistachio cake. So all of those are very popular, and people tend to have a mix of their most popular and most tasty cakes. Yeah.
Yes. God, I think the chocolate biscuit now would definitely be one of my favourites, I have to say. But it's unusual that fruitcake isn't as popular, because I thought that would have been like kind of the main cake.
Yeah, a few years ago it was, but it's tending to go towards 6 inch cakes now. It doesn't seem to be the bigger ones.
Okay. And when it comes to designing your cake, I mean, it can be really, really confusing as well. And I mean, I think it's nice to see that people are kind of, you know, going for maybe a little bit more fun now, or incorporating a story into their cake.
Yeah.
Which is a nice idea.
Which is great. Like we recently had a cake that it was a couple who met on a ski slope in France. So basically they were both at a ski school one day, and the guy was learning how to ski and he was absolutely hopeless. So he fell over and was struggling to get back up. So the girl skied over, gave him a hand up.
Girl power. Yeah, she showed him how it was done, didn't she?
She lifted him up, she got him back on his feet, and he said, "Oh look, thanks very much, we'll have to go for a drink this evening." So she took him up on the offer. They went out for a drink that evening.
And they fell in love.
3 years later, they got married.
So they had a ski slope cake.
Yeah, exactly. And they had a little cabin on top. They had the ski slope map. They had all the trees. Everything was there. And of course, he was falling over, and she was helping him up.
Oh, well, that's a really nice idea, and I think it's great to kind of incorporate maybe a story into the cake, or go for something just a little bit more classical. But thank you so much for showing us all the different options.
No problem at all.
Now, I'm going to hang on to this plate.
Of course.
Just in case you take it off me, because I'm going to enjoy lots more of this cake before the end of the night tonight. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for on tonight's programme. I really hope you've enjoyed all our wedding themes this week. If you want any information on anything that we've covered, you just email us theeveningshow@city.ie, and we'd be happy to pass along all that information. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for on tonight's programme. Jimmy is back on Monday. Do join him then. But until then, have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. Now, you have to have some of this cake as well.